Hey guys, Ryan here, and today I'm going to be bringing you a video in the machine. We're in Mines, obviously a tier 10 game, on the bad spawn, shall we say, the spawn with the least advantages. I've actually had this spawn multiple times over the past few days, and I've actually managed to win most of the games, so the bad spawn doesn't actually seem that bad. I'm doing with Spandex in this 430U. This game was before I got the fire and the 705A, so as you can see I've not quite thought of the use nothing but high explosive plan yet. And what I do from this spawn if I'm in a fast vehicle is I'm going towards the hill, but not to go up the hill, just to provide a bit of support for the teammates who are, i.e. these two light tanks. So I'm going to sit there with my autoloader and hope that I can either put a full clip into someone who's climbing up, or at least, or preferably, discourage anyone from climbing up in the first place. And what you're going to see happen is there are two light tanks and bad chat make the push, and I'm going to sit here and the T-54 decides quite rightly to not push. They have two artillery and two TDs, so I'm going to push right up against a rock, and then I'm going to put 3 shots into the UDAS. Take a shot from the Conqueror, and then as I said, with the artillery I'm going to try and get as close to the rock as possible. I have a look over at Spandex, because he's got a medium tank in front of him, although Spandex is in a 430U, so he should be fine unless artillery gets involved. But I'm going to keep an eye over there just in case I need to go help him, but as it stands, I've got a lot more targets in front of me. And trying to keep the hill for 2 light tanks I feel is quite useful. Now I'm waiting for the right moment to push up, because I also have to be wary that they do have a Death Star somewhere. I fuck up the first shot, get the pike nose, then again I mess up the shot, and I'm just going to go for a reload. Now the good news is, I'm still looking to think if I need to go or not, but it turns out I don't need to because our 2 tier 10 light tanks who are platooned together are on their way to help Spandex. So I'll just let him know that they're on their way, so he knows not to worry. And that's brilliant because it means I can just stay here and keep farming damage on these people. So while they're reloaded, the 257's on low health, but again, you have to hit the pike nose on him. My shot goes a little bit higher in the Conqueror, then I get the lower plate shot. That shot was horrible, went really low into his tank, so I had no hope of panning him. And now what's going to happen is I do notice on the mini-map that they're going around the other side of the map, so I'm going to have to go have a look at who they are, and it's a 279A and a 705A who are platooned together, so you're going to see I instantly switch to the Heat. Which is kind of unnecessary because, as it turns out, the 279A and 705A are actually going to drive straight towards our base and not come flank us or try and fight me. So the 279A's out of my reach, but the 705A's within my shot. I get 2 shots into him, I just throw a third one out there just because. Get the 4th. Actually, I'm going to keep the Hate, and this is the case with autoloaders. When you're picking an ammo type in an autoloader, whether it be the standard rounds or the premium rounds, you've got the issue because unlike, say, a regular heavy tank like an FP215B or a medium tank like a TC2A, for example, which have like my TC2A has a 5.5 second reload. If I load a premium round and then rush into position and then like the tank's got his back to me so I don't need the premium round anymore, I can just take 5.5 seconds to reload a standard round. In an autoloader, once you've loaded your ammo type, you're kind of committed to it because you don't want to spend 20, 30, in the case of a bat chat, 40 seconds reloading from premium to standard or standard to premium. So that's a small issue with autoloaders, because you see, there's a 257 on Death Star I want to go for, but I don't want to load standard rounds in case, as I push up, the 279E turns around, then I have to deal with him, and with standard rounds I wouldn't be able to pan him from this distance. So that's the slight issue with autoloaders that I don't enjoy, and that is they can be quite expensive, because once you load premium, if you don't need it, you can't just switch back to standard as you please, unless you know for a fact that you've got a lot of room to maneuver and a lot of time to spare, which on a map like this, I don't quite have. Death Star's coming over, I'm just trying to stay angled towards him so he don't pan me, but thankfully he actually hits the rock. And now that he's fired, I can turn around and actually go for the 279A. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to help Spandex in time. But I can drive towards this tortoise, and me and him together should be able to handle him, because the 2798 will only be able to look at one of us. I'm not expecting him to look at me. You see, I just get behind the building just in case the Death starts coming up. Death will get spotted, so I know he's not. And I can go for 2798. And I was saying, I thought he was going to look at me, but in hindsight, it makes sense he looks at the tortoise, because obviously the tortoise has the highest DPM in the game, so for all intents and purposes, it's the most dangerous gun. About 2798, is going to sit back with a reload. And he's actually going to push the tortoise. Which again makes sense, because if he knows I'm reloaded, he don't really need to worry about me. Now the tortoise has tracked him, so I'm going to go in for the ram to try and keep his tracks off. I'm just going to keep ramming him to stop him from repairing. Tortoise picks up the kill, and our team are about to get rid of the Death Star. So mine's on the shit spawn, which doesn't actually seem that shit, just I've had multiple wins from it. It's quite a weird one. I actually don't like mines too much, but at the same time, it's just kind of funny sometimes, some of the shit that happens on tier 10 mind games. So on the one hand, I'm not sure why they removed it, but it is kind of funny every now and then to get this map at tier 10. So this result, as you can see, I was still in stage 5 because it came before the other videos. 22,000 profit, 5,500 damage, 2,200 assistance for 7,800 combined or so. High caliber, only a second class, I was quite surprised about. Sounds like I was sniping, given how small the map is, but not too big a deal. A nice game anyway, and our light tank did a good game as well. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.